to Shane Sales Canada, another quick tip video from beautiful Banff, Alberta. We're flying sales for a customer again, but I want to show folks that are learning how to fly their sail for their first time when you get it at home or you get it at your restaurant. We're going to show you how to do it. You're going to have labels on the corners that are indicating where you've indicated your measurement points were from. So, for example, point A will be on this label, and there'll be a hardware, all our gibberish on there. That's the hardware information. You don't have to worry too much about that, but just make sure you're putting your A, B, and C up. So next step is to just make sure that everything is loose. A lot of times people are getting these and they're finding that the sail's too tight. You got to make sure your cable clamps that are here and your thimble are all nice and loose, so that when we go to put up this corner, it's loose, everything's loose, and then we're going to tension things later. So again, turnbuckles fully open, both cable clamps. In this case, this one's locked, but just for the purposes of this video, both these cable clamps should be loose. This one, as you can see, is fully loose. So then I can go up to my corner and tighten and pull the sail in. And the next step is going to be our handy dandy rope, which is real simple. You get a simple sort of weak one in your, not weak one, but you get a rope in your package that allows you to tie your ring, tie the rope to the ring of the sail, okay? It's a little windy here today, but that's okay. Now I got a nice little knot there, okay? This tool becomes paramount when we get up there. Stand by, we'll go up. Okay, we've just loosened everything off. As we said, we're gonna come up and we're going to now put the sail's still not tightened, okay? I know this clamp is tight, ignore that one for now, because this one we're reflying, but for the purposes of the video, I just want to do a demo. So this is all loose, okay? Turnbuckle fully loose. This rope deal is very, very important, okay? You cannot just try to pull your sail in like this. It's not gonna come. You need to go down through the ring, back up through the ring on the sail, and again through the ring on the post. Now, I'm just gonna pull this in like nothing. Pull it in, okay? I'm pulling that nice and snug. A lot of time we get people saying, my sail's too small, it's like a foot away from the post. It's supposed to be hard to pull in, okay? Now I'm getting close here that I can clip my D-shackle on. I'm gonna pull in even harder. Now, my D-shackle can go on. So I'm gonna put that D-shackle on. We're gonna do another little segment showing you how to tighten your clamps. Okay, so I'm taking my rope off now. I've got everything clipped. I've just hand tightened that for now. As you can see, I've already tightened this thimble here. Okay, this is already done tight and ready to go for the next side. Now, some cases you're going to have a cable clamp or two, depending on the size of the sail, and perhaps a little spacer in here. In this case, we've got our thimble and we've got our cable clamp that's moving freely in the sail and our loose cable, okay? People are like, what do I do with this? You make sure that thimble is in the cable, okay? Because right now what we're doing is we're tensioning the cable in the edge of the sail, okay? So you're gonna, and it's not something you really need to crank on, but see now I've got the thimble in place and I'm just using my hand to tighten. This sail is about, I don't know, 18 feet. So I'm gonna just make sure that I'm gonna get the turnbuckle's still loose, remember. I'm going to get this thimble and cable clamp, I'm gonna get the cable in the edge of the sail nice and snug. If I go too hard, it's gonna bunch the fabric. You're gonna see that. I don't have to pull that hard. See, I'm doing it with one hand. But you do need to make sure it's snug in the edge of the sail. And all I'm gonna do now that my the cable's in the thimble, in this case, we don't have the spacers, which is fine. It's a smaller sail. I'm gonna slide that clamp nice and tight to the thimble, okay? Straightforward. But you gotta make sure it's snug to the thimble. Then you just go ahead and tighten your cable clamps. Tighten your cable clamps. Now that cable is tight in the edge of the sail. You can use a nut driver, you can use a ratchet, you can use a little hand ratchet. Don't over tighten them because they will seize. You just need to snug them nice and tight, not too tight because you don't want them to seize. So just a nice, reasonable tightness. Don't go cranking them down. That cable's ready. Stick that in the pocket of the sail to hide it. You don't have to worry about cutting it or anything. And now the last step is going to be tightening that turnbuckle. I've got all my cable clamps tight. My cables are now tight in the edge of the sail all the way around. Last step, tighten the turnbuckles on the sail, and you're ready to rock. Going ahead with this sequence of how to tighten your sail cable clamps. Now, as we've said, we've gone through the tightening with the thimble, lining that up, tightening. Now, where we're at now is all the cable clamps are tight in all the sails. Therefore, the cables are set at their length. And now we're going around to finish our turnbuckles. Now, you just want to make sure you turn your turnbuckle the right way. So if your nuts are going out toward the end of the turnbuckle, that's the way you turn your turnbuckle to tighten. The other thing we do provide to you, I don't have it in my hand, I've already put it on, is the lubrication for your turnbuckle. That gives you life for your turnbuckle. If you lubricate it every year, you get a little white lubricant from us, you put it on your threads, it'll just give free lubricant every year. You can do that. So I'm tightening the turnbuckle, and that's getting tight already, that sail. And I kind of just tap it to feel for it. You want this to be snug. And that's why it's paramount that your posts are strong. In this case, you might think, oh my gosh, those posts are skinny. There's large cable backstays on these posts. You don't have to show it to anybody. There's large cable backstays. So these things are good and strong. Small posts, steel base down here, but large backstays holding this. And you can feel that wind already coming up here. I'm tightening this turnbuckle, and what I'm gonna do, I've shown this in another video, but I'll just show you again. I'm gonna bring, this one's getting pretty snug. You don't wanna crank it all the way. You don't have to use all the thread. I'm gonna push this nut into the middle. So now, I'm gonna lock this turnbuckle. So now I just work it onto those threads, and that's locked. That's locked for the season. You can take some channel locks or a wrench and double, like tighten it more. I find the lock that I just did, locking it on that, if it's a seasonal shade sail coming down for the winter, that'll hold you for the season, no problem. Okay, now I've left that turnbuckle. There's another one I'm gonna go tighten over there. So that's the principle all the way around. Good luck, call us if you need us.